Hello, everybody, and welcome to Proceeding Onward in America, POA. Tonight, we have an exciting guest that's joining us. We have nursing our travel bug, Natasha. So we'll bring her up in a little bit and everything. And I just want to say hello to everybody that has come tonight. And I also want to do a special little thing for this weekend. As most people know, I am in the Navy and I am also a merchant mariner. But this weekend's a pretty special weekend because it is Memorial Day weekend. So at this time, it is to remember those that did not make it back from combat, and it's all the military, everybody, even the merchant mariners that have gone out to sea and were perished at sea as well. So I just want to take a moment to say that we think of you, that we acknowledge you, and we are grateful for everything that you have done to have what we can have. So thank you, and really appreciate it. If you are a vet and everything, or somebody in the family that has lost somebody, just know that there are people out here that do care. So happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody, and I hope those that are watching or having a great weekend have a great weekend. It's raining here, so everybody's kind of cooped up inside the RV, so there's nobody really doing anything, unfortunately. It's going to be a real big storm coming later, so if for some reason it starts thundering and all that, I will mute my mic once in a while if Natasha's talking and everything. It's not because I don't want you to not hear me. It's just because of what's going on around me. But at least we don't have to worry about airplanes or jets. So that's a good thing. So I want to say thank you again for everybody that's joining. What to expect while RVing. All y'all know that I am pregnant and I am heading into month number 6. Woo! So yeah, 6 months pregnant starting this week. So it's been pretty exciting. Junior's been kicking once in a while and everything. I am getting a lot bigger. Eventually those photos will come out. We will do something special with all those photos. And we have talked about doing possibly a live stream for a virtual baby shower. So stick tuned for possibilities of that happening in the future. And when we know more about the dates and what's going to happen, I'll let you know. In the description, there should be a registry. So if you do decide that you would like to support us and purchase something for Junior, link is down below for the registry. There's 3 of them. And they're all linked together. There's Amazon, Walmart, and a baby list one. So feel free to check that out. I will save anything that we receive, and I will show it online or on the live stream of anything that we receive, and we'll give the name a shout out. If you are not able to purchase anything, that's fine too. Don't feel like you're obligated to. If anything, feel free to run our playlist. We're like 200 hours away from getting monetized. So feel free to check out our playlist, run what you want to run. And if you're only interested in certain things, feel free to just run that one. You don't have to run everything. Watch our first season, watch our second season, watch 4th season. Anything helps. So just feel free to check all that out. And while I am talking, I just want to double check on my notes before we get going because I don't want to forget anything. Oh, last week, we did have RV Kids TV online. We had Rocky and Aaron that joined us. So if you did not check out that live stream or you're unable to, make sure that you go back and watch it, hear about their experiences. They have some pretty cool stuff that they're doing with their little girls and everything. And actually, I do see them in the chat. So I'm going to go through the chat real quick and say hi to everybody that has arrived so far. And before we get going. So we have, it's about time now. That's here. Hello. Glad you made it and everything. And then we also have aka Fordman, aka Kenneth Oaks is here. Hello, hello, hello. We have the traveling dingbats that is here. Thank you for joining us, and good evening to you as well. We have John Chalker from Connecticut that's here. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, we're doing great. I'm feeling great. Everything is going great. I did end up having to get a maternity belt. And I do have compression socks now. So woo, stay tuned for some fun stories on that. All right. And then we also have New Horizons here. Hey, Susan and Jim. Thank you for stopping by. And RV Kids TV. Hello, hello, hello. And then we also have, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Yes, of course, I will always honor the vets. In all honesty, I think because my grandpa was a vet, and I have a cousin that was in the military as well, and everything else, and I'm in the military, it just all you know, brought up that way. And just VFW, American Legion, I'm a part of. And you just become part of that family. And yes, I am pregnant. Very much so. Okay, so I will do this for one and only one time. Okay, so I have this big old thing going on right here. And we got this junior. Let me go this direction. So here is the baby. So for all y'all to see, yeah, I'm pretty round. So you are welcome. That will not be an everyday event, every time thing. So we have Crazy Shepherd. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. And then make sure I don't miss anybody. And of course, you have Nursing Our Travel Bug in the house. Hello, hello. And then I think I caught up. Oh, I didn't forget you. I got you. It just took me a little bit to get down there. I just had to show my big old belly first. So we have everybody here. If anybody else comes in later in the chat, I will announce them coming in. Also, if you have any questions that you would like for Natasha or myself to answer, feel free to put it in the chat, and we will bring it up during our discussion and everything. And most of you guys know that it takes a moment for it to show up live. This is StreamYard. StreamYard sometimes is a little delayed than what the live stream is on YouTube. So make sure you put a chat in, anything that you want in for us to read, and we'll say it up there. And just know it takes a couple seconds. We'll get there. Yes, so post your comment there. All right, so we did that. Talked about the previous episode. If you are new here, make sure that you subscribe and hit the like bell. Hit the thumbs up bell if you like this so far. Or if you don't like it, hit the down button, down thumb twice. That'd be great. Hit it twice. All right, and then I think I got everything pretty much covered. So let's get going. So let's get to our little thing here, and we'll bring Natasha up pretty soon.
Hello. That was a pretty amazing trailer. I mean, I might have to steal that.
Yes, I will give it to you at the end of this. That is one of my little things that I like to give out to people as they come on. So you will have that trailer.
That was a lot of fun. That was cute.
I definitely had to put the one with Bill getting hit in the head.
Yep.
So how are you?
Doing very well. Enjoying some time off before we hit the next contract.
Good. We will get to that point in a little bit. For everybody that is new to the chat, that may not know who you are or watching this video for the first time, do you mind saying something about your channel, who you are, what you all do, and what that contract means?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a travel nurse. I've been a nurse now for almost 9 years, but I've been a travel nurse for 5. And I travel with my husband, Bill, and our 2 kids, Bella and Will, and our dog, Bernie, of course. And we actually just celebrated our 4-year nomadversary 2 days ago. We travel in our Jayco North Point 42-foot fifth wheel. And I'm a travel nurse. Bill is the stay-at-home dad, although he says he's come out of retirement to do some work camping. And yeah, on our channel, we just share our travel nurse experiences, RV maintenance, DIY, and our family adventures. We post every Thursday. We also do live streams every Sunday. And then we're on all of the social medias. We've been dabbling a little bit in TikTok even. So that's been fun.
That is awesome. We have not done TikTok yet. We're still trying to get everything else figured out first.
Right?
So I might have to hit you up sometime about that whole TikTok thing. Do you have to do like all these crazy dances or something? I don't know.
Girl, I am not an expert. I probably am not even doing it right. I'm just doing my own version. I'm probably like you have to be like in your 20s to be hip. So I'm like one of those nerdy old people on TikTok, but whatever. It's fun.
That's all good. Oh, and do you mind showing everybody your lovely shirt you have on today?
Oh, yes. Well, since I was coming on to Proceeding Onward in America, I just had to sport some awesome bling here. Now, for all of you in the chat, this is the OG. You can't get this. It's very exclusive. But I had to wear my Proceeding Onward in America t-shirt.
Woo!
Yeah.
I think that was from like our very first giveaway.
Yeah, we got it a while ago. Yeah,
you've had it for a couple of years now. So thank you. I appreciate
it. Yeah.
And of course, you usually have some plaid going on, so I wear some plaid going.
This was not planned. At all. We were just vibing, apparently.
I already said that you're like my RV sister. So.
Right.
So before we get going too much, we do have a question in the chat for you from It's About Time Now.
Yeah.
It says, have you found a dog park? Oh, that's for me. Okay.
That is for you. I have not found a dog park for Jag, but I'm sure his mom and dad have found a pretty awesome one.
Yes, actually, we do have a dog park at the KOA that we're staying at.
Nice.
There is a couple down the road. We use Bring Fido. It's a cool little app that allows you to find places to do things with your dog. We also bring him to the greenhouse down the road. We can go get like gardening stuff. They allow dogs to walk around.
That's awesome. Bring Fido. I'm going to have to download that. That sounds awesome.
I love it. It's free. So if you don't like it, then but it helps with hotels. It helps with activities. It helps to find a vet in the area if you need to. We actually had to use that when we were in Florida one time, and that's how we found the vet for Jag. So it has a lot of great features.
I smell a collaboration / sponsorship opportunity.
Maybe.
Y'all should reach out. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe we will after we get done through all the other videos.
Right.
Oh, and then Diary of the Family came in. Hello. Thank you for joining us. And then I think we caught up to everybody. Oh, and Shauna Craft is here too. Hello, Shauna Craft. Oh, so Fordman loves your channel, and they'd like to meet up with you one day.
Aw, thanks. Are you coming to Mayberry? We would love to meet you in Mayberry. If not, sometime or another, I'm sure our paths will cross.
So do you want to talk a little bit more about Mayberry?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think New Horizons may have mentioned it a little bit in the chat here, but for those of you who aren't aware, there is a Mayberry meetup that's coming up in October in Mount Airy, North Carolina, at the Mayberry campground. And last year was the first year for it. I think we had 23, 26 YouTube channels. Yeah, but it's just a really casual group of folks. It really just started out like RV YouTubers that were like, hey, we should get together sometime and hang out. And it just kind of grew into a community of folks getting together and hang out. It was super casual, just all camping at the same campground, getting together around the campfire, sharing some potluck, some laughs, and some fun. This year, it has blown up. It is going to be amazing. I think we've doubled the number of channels. We've got 47 channels there already. And we are going to be organizing some activities. So there's going to be kids activities. There's going to be some scavenger hunts, even for the adults, pitch-in potlucks, more campfires. It's going to be amazing this year. So yes, as New Horizon has said, it is October 14th through the 17th. And I know the campground is so close to being full. So if you haven't booked your site, if you don't know if you're going or don't know if you can make those dates work, jump over, book your site now. You can always cancel later.
Yep. Yeah, we feel bad that we probably will not make it this year due to the fact that we're due at the end of September, and we just bought this RV back in October. We've only gone maybe twice out in it. So having a new baby and a new RV essentially is just too much at one time.
Yeah, I would agree. I honestly right now, being a mom for 14 years, I still couldn't imagine packing up and moving and everything with a newborn, because you have to do everything on the baby's schedule. Otherwise, nobody's happy.
No, and all the feedings and everything are about 4 hours from there. So it would just be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but it'd be tricky, and you got a lot of new stuff going on all at once. It just means that you'll have to book your site for next year, because I know there's going to be a next year for sure.
Absolutely. We can definitely make that happen. That's more promising. Now, what everybody else is wondering about, since you mentioned about traveling with kids, do you mind mentioning Bella and Will's age and when you guys first started, what they are now, and any of the transitions that you've learned as they get older and so forth while you're RVing?
Yeah. So when we started, like you said, it was 4 years ago. So William was 7 and Bella was 10. And it's funny, if you go back to some of our very first videos, I think actually our first video was Bella and Will riding a bike. And it was so special because Isabella has always been my timid child, and she actually didn't learn to ride her bike until we had started RVing, because we were parked out. We took our first nursing contract in Fargo, North Dakota. So the RV park was 45 minutes away. There weren't any amenities. So there wasn't really a whole lot to do, which was great because we were trying to figure out the whole RV life thing. And the kids spent a lot of time outside. And that's where Isabella learned to ride her bike. And she was so proud of herself that she finally accomplished that goal. And you see little Will, he has a snaggle tooth because he had his permanent teeth were coming in. And then the boy is always falling and hurting himself. So he's like covered in bruises, but he learned to ride his bike. So that's just a fun memory for me. And I look back and see how little they were and compare to how old they are now. And it's sad. It's sad for me to know that they're that much closer to being independent adults, but it's just fun to kind of see our journey through the years. When we first started RVing, we did it right when the kids were done with school, so that we could have the whole summer to like figure out the whole RV life, figure out how to dump your tanks, figure out, what kind of maintenance you're supposed to do, all of the things that newbies go through. But we also had to figure out how to school our children. That was a challenge in the beginning, especially because we didn't have really good, reliable, portable internet. And even in Fargo, I think Bill did not have any signal with his phone, and I had like one bar. So we could barely get phone calls. So like trying to figure out what we could do for a good program for the kids that also didn't have a lot of textbooks and equipment and stuff that you have to haul around in your RV, because ain't nobody got weight for that.
No.
Yeah. So that summer it brought a lot of exciting new challenges. And it's just funny to think back on newbie NOTB and then where we are now. It's been quite a journey. I guess some of the things that we've had to deal with, other than the schooling, was, if you all don't know, my husband, you saw in the trailer, is the tall guy. And I'm not just talking like he's 6 feet tall. Like, he is an exceptionally tall person. He's 6'10". So RVing, that poses many challenges for him. But my children also take after his side of the family. So our children are growing very tall. In fact, I'll never admit it to her face, but Bella's already taller than me.
And she's only 13.
14.
14. Oh my gosh, that's right. She just had a birthday not that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She tells me all the time, "Oh, Mom, I'm taller than you. I'm taller than you." Like, I'm slouching. It's fine. We're not going to play this game today, Bella.
You need to put those things in your shoes that make you a little bit taller, and she can't see it. It just makes it taller inside your shoes. It's going to happen eventually. I'm going to be the shortest member of the family, and I am 5'6". I am an average adult female height, but c'est la vie. It is what it is. So if you ever want to feel tall again, just come visit me. I'm only 5'4".
Yes. Well, that's funny. Actually, all of the members on my side of the family are pretty short, except my dad. He's maybe 6 foot. But yeah, my mom is like 5'3". So, but yeah, like dealing with them continuing to grow has been a challenge in the RV. We have a mid-bunk model. So initially, our son William called the bunk his home, and then Isabella stayed in the loft that's over top of the bunk. And the loft space fits like a queen-size mattress. And although it fits you for being taller, it's kind of challenging to climb the stairs and get up and down every day. So probably 6 or 8 months ago, we decided to do a trial and let the kids switch. Will had already outgrown the bed that's in the slide with the little teddy bear mattress. Yeah. So he is now up in the loft. And then in the bunk, it comes with like a sleeper sofa that you can pull out. But it's really cumbersome. It's really difficult to keep the bedding on it. You essentially have to make your bed every day, pull the bed out, put it back into a couch every single day. And that wasn't practical. So we removed it and we put in an IKEA trifold bed. So we shed weight, which was fantastic. And the trifold bed allows her to keep her bedding on it, even when it's folded up into a couch form. So we've had to make some modifications that way. And who knows, like as the kids continue to grow, if this rig will continue to suit our needs. One of the things we struggle with is bathrooms.
Yes.
We have a teenager, and she spends oodles of time in the bathroom doing Lord knows what. But when you actually have to use the facilities, then it's challenging because she's still in there doing her thing. So we've talked about getting a different rig with another bathroom. But then the problem comes again, finding a rig that will fit the tall stature and then has all of the things that we think are important for our family. We like a living room setup where everybody can sit around the television because we do family TV nights or family movie nights. We also think it's really important to have a dining room table that we can all sit together. We can all say a prayer over our meal and then just kind of share our days, kind of share what's been going on, talk about, your hopes and dreams, all of the things that you do when you sit down as a family and have a meal. So it's fine. It's hard to find a rig that has all of those things plus enough sleeping quarters for each of the individual members of the family and be tall enough for everybody. So who knows? Bill's been having fun doing the Will I Fit series where we're touring RVs to see if we can find that unicorn out there that would make us jump from our current Jayco. But for now, we love it. We're enjoying it, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I know what model you're talking about because we may have a model that's a little bit newer than what you have. So as you're talking, I'm looking at my rig and I'm like, yep, know what she's talking about.
Yep.
This is only a couple years newer. I know that you also, if anybody wants to know what beds you're talking about and everything, I know that you did a video on that. So
we did.
If anybody wants to, I do have a link to Nursing Our Travel Bugs YouTube down below after the live stream. If you want to see what type of bed they put in there, if you're interested in knowing, you feel free to look at that. And also the Will I Fit movies, which one of the clips from in the trailer was from one of those with him standing in the shower.
Yep.
So, I always thought of you guys possibly maybe going into like a toy hauler, essentially kind of like One Strange Adventure. I don't know if they would like to do, you would like to do the modification that they did, which was super cool, by the way. I love it. But I don't know if it would work with the kids getting taller and bigger in the front. So
we've looked at some toy haulers, and yes, those would definitely give you the height in the back. And then there's usually like a bunk that is over top that is like a longer than normal size twin, because we've actually had Will go up there and check it out. So that would be an option. Either Dad and Mom would go in the back and we'd give Bella the bedroom up front, or vice versa. We've talked about it, but again, the challenge with those is because you have the toy hauler in the back, then it chops your living room space. So then they either come with like the party couches where you have the tables you put in front of them, which isn't the same, in my opinion, as sitting around a table together. Or if they do have the table, then they only have like the 2-seater couch or love seats that gather around the television. So then everyone can't, sit around and hang out for a movie night. So I saw Diary of a Family mention, no RV is absolutely perfect. Sometimes you just have to rip things out and make it your own. And that's totally true. Like we've not been able to find a rig that we feel would either work or that we could modify to make it work, or that would be totally worth it, because when you're looking at new rigs, that's a sizable investment compared to what we have. And do we really want to spend that money on that, knowing it'll depreciate? Or do we want to invest that money in something else for our future? So
absolutely. I understand completely. Now we actually do have a question for you real quick from RV Kids TV. Natasha, what curriculum do you use?
So in the beginning, when we didn't have the internet, we knew we had to do a textbook program. So we used something called My Father's World, which is very similar to another program called Sunlight. And they're both Christian-based programs. And we really wanted to have that religion class built in. Bill grew up Catholic, so he went through like the catechism classes. He went to an all-boys Catholic high school. So he always had that religion aspect of his education. Me, on the flip side, I was just brought up as non-denominational Christian. And when I went through the middle school years, my family kind of struggled continuously going to church on a regular basis. And I didn't really get that good, strong foundation in learning about the Bible and things like that, that I crave as an adult today. So we wanted to provide our kids with that. And then it just makes for a good foundation just for being a good person in general. So those two programs, like I said, were Christian-based. The thing we liked about them was that it came with a syllabus that had every day planned out for you. So yes, you were leading your children every day with the new material, but you didn't have to like come up with the material or try and figure out what you were going to talk about for the day. And then it still allowed you to modify it to fit your needs. Like it was a 5-day-a-week program, but we would modify it to 4 days a week so we could have our off time to go adventure. Or if we wanted to add like music or foreign language, we could throw those in there. And I loved that program. It worked really, really well for the first couple of years, but ultimately we wanted to have something that had less textbooks that we didn't have to travel with because they're so heavy.
Yeah.
So we switched to a program called Easy Peasy, which is 100% online. And it's a little different. It's not technically like a certified program. It's basically a mom who homeschooled all of her kids from kindergarten to high school, and she saved all of the material and compiled it into her own program. So she did all the work for us. It had a lot of the same vibe and a lot of the same material that we were already using with My Father's World. So it was an easy transition. There were some things that we felt were lacking, like the math didn't seem as advanced as we wanted it. Some of the science is a little behind. So we do supplement with some other materials. But the beauty of that program is that the kids go at their own pace. We as the parents don't have to sit down with them at the table and give them the information or, provide the information. They essentially get to go at their own pace. And when they feel that they're finished, they bring it to mom and dad, and then we review the material together and make sure that they understand, and then make sure they didn't miss anything, because that's usually the case. So like, oh, I didn't know there was a number 3. I only did 1 and 2. Or, they give you some half answer and like, okay, let's dig a little bit deeper and see if I can pull more stuff out of you. But we're really enjoying that program. Another kind of cool perk is that it is actually free. Because like I said, the lady just developed it and she posted online for everyone. She just asked for a donation. And you can give whatever dollar amount you feel is applicable. But now that Isabella is going to be a high schooler next year, that's so hard to say. We're probably going to have to go with a different program, just one that will set her up for success as she transitions to the next level of education after high school. So we'll see. We're on the hunt.
You're on the hunt, finding it. And when you find it, let me know.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody would like to know, because that's one thing to think about as you progress when they get to the high school age. I'm always afraid like I may not have the right skills to be the teacher for them. So like I like the easy peasy because does it all, and you can just be like, okay, here you go, have
Right.
fun learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they get to the high school factor, you have to start thinking about if they want to go college or not. I mean, some people do, some people don't, which is fine. Everyone has their own little journey in life. But if they do want to go to college, you got to do certain curriculums, and you may not have that. Like, I took Spanish for 4 years in high school. You know, would I be able to teach it to my child? Probably not.
Right. You don't use it, you lose it, right?
Exactly. But we're going to try learning Spanish again because Fabian's side of the family is Panamanian. So
okay.
I would like to start learning Spanish some, so that way we can have those conversations and he can talk to his other side of the family in Spanish. That'd be kind of cool, and so forth.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we had somebody else come in real quick. We have Dreaming Out Loud that came on in.
Hey guys.
And it's about time now. Says it sounds like a great curriculum program and so forth. And we had a lot of people talking back and forth in the chat. So thank you all for talking. And then we do have another question from It's About Time Now.
Yeah.
What editing software do you use to create videos? I'll let you go first.
Sure. So in the beginning, Bill was using Premiere Pro with Adobe. And so he had gone to school and got his video audio communication arts degree. So that's kind of like a really well-rounded kind of introduction to like filmmaking, editing kind of stuff. So he like learned about screenwriting, editing, filming. I know there was a few other things in there too. So it was just kind of a little taste. And that's what he's got his degree in. So Premiere was what he was using in school. So that's what we continued with. But as I said before, we had virtually no internet, and that works off of the internet.
Yes.
So that was a struggle. And then you have to pay monthly for it. So we just got rid of it because it just didn't make sense for us. And video making was very frustrating for us our first year. That's why you don't really see like a lot of cohesive content with our channel that first year. Then we moved on to a program called DaVinci, which is very similar to Premiere, but it's actually a free program that you can download. Because he was already using that. It was very easy for him to do. And I was just kind of the background person at the time. Like he was doing most of the filming and editing and things like that. But I wanted to become more involved. I tried dabbling in DaVinci and I would get so frustrated because it doesn't tell you how to use it. You just have to know all of the various applications. So it was not user-friendly for me. It was very frustrating and I didn't enjoy it. So we then found a program called Filmora. And I really like Filmora because it's very similar to iMovie. And back in the day, before we started traveling, we had an iMac and utilized iMovie to make our own little home movies. So that was a winner. That was super, super easy for me to use so that we could make the videos together and feel like we were both participating in our YouTube stuff.
Wow, you guys went through a lot.
Yes.
we just used Fabian's tablet that had iMovie on it, and now we just do Final Cut Pro. That's all.
Okay.
We're very simple. So yeah, we did actually try Adobe Pro for a little bit because my computer is an HP. I don't have an iMac, and his is an iMac, so we're totally different sides. But we didn't like the Adobe Pro because there's so much learning. And if you're used to just one thing, you're just like, oh, well, I like the other features better because I already know how to use it. So we didn't like the monthly cost. And we're just like, all right, iMovie it is. And Final Cut Pro.
Yep. To be fair, we don't have an iMac anymore. We actually use HPs or PCs. I don't even think this is an HP. It's an Omen or something. But it's funny. it was like a 24-inch iMac. It was huge. It was heavy. And we'd been carrying it around with us for the last 4 years. And I think we bought this like a year after Bella was born. So it's very old. And we were carrying it around for so long because we had pictures and stuff on it. And we were waiting to transfer them over. And there was issues between like Macintosh operating systems and Windows, and we weren't getting them transferred over. And then we just gave up and weren't doing anything with it. So we carried this thing around forever. We finally got rid of it a couple of months ago. Oy, the things you hang on to. It's so silly.
It really is. It really is. Oh, I want to say hi to Box Fan D real quick. She has entered. Hello, hello. And everyone's saying hi to her. And yes, Final Cut Pro, Diary of the Family agrees with that. And It's About Time Now agrees with Filmora. So, and then some people use Power Director. So understand that too. Yep. So, yeah, I have an iPhone. I used to have an Android, but it was just hard. Fabian had an iPhone, I had an Android, and try to transfer everything and make it all work. And you can tell by the differences in our older videos and so forth. When we transition over, you're just like, oh, you can tell which camera or iPhone or Android you were using because you don't have anything fancy.
But it's funny. I do still have an iPhone because I still love my Apple products. Bill now has an Android, a Samsung, but I just couldn't leave it. I love how it's set up, and it works differently than the Androids, and I know how to work this one. But we actually do a lot of our filming, probably 90% of our filming, on my cell phone because like the picture quality, the sound quality, the motion, like Apple, you can't compare. It's like having, a high dollar, really awesome camera in your pocket. In fact, when we were in Austin downtown, we had gone to the Capitol building, and there was a news reporter there, and he had like this really super fancy camera. And I'm like, ooh, and I was walking around with my gimbal and my little iPhone, and I'm like, ooh, dang, can we switch? And he's like, actually, your camera is probably just as good, if not better than mine. So you're probably better off. I'm like, hey.
Yep. And I know that Bella just got a cell phone too. So look out.
Yeah, she got it. And then she got it taken away already.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Gotta love teenagers. They make such great decisions.
Absolutely. So actually, speaking of that and everything, as you're traveling and so forth, I know as teenagers and stuff like that, we probably did certain sports or activities, after school activities and so forth. How's that affecting, Bella and Will? Like, are they missing? Do they feel like they're missing out on certain stuff, or are they just happy with what they're going through, or have they expressed any of that?
So Bella and Will are very polar opposite children. Bella is more my shy, conservative child. She's more musical and artistic, not really into sports. Will, on the other hand, is the social butterfly. He's very loud. He's always on the go, and he enjoys sports. So with Isabella, for her, a lot of the struggle is having like good friendships, good relationships. And we have made a lot of friends on the road. And now that she has that technology, it's been very easy for her the last few years to keep up with those friends. Like she utilizes Messenger Kids. So it's friendly so that the parents can monitor what the children are saying or who they're talking to. You actually have to approve, like if they want a new friend to chat with. So I love that it's so safe. But as I mentioned, she also just got a cell phone, and that is a lot more difficult to monitor. So we have to, like, you just have to be diligent as a parent. To kind of check in and see what they're doing, see what they're looking at, see who they're talking to. The Kids Messenger has been great for her. So she likes to keep in contact with a lot of friends that we've met on the road and kind of see what they're up to and what they've been doing. So she's really enjoyed that. We also actually do piano lessons. The children have a full-size 81 key keyboard that we travel with. Yes, we have space for it. The cool thing about the bunk room is that when Bella has her bed pushed up into a couch, we actually have room for another table. So the kids can sit there. We put the keyboard out. They play. And then when they're done for the day, we have a place that we store it when they're through. And initially, every contract we had, we were getting a new piano teacher for the children. And my nursing contracts are typically 3 months at a time. The first couple of weeks were almost like throwaway weeks because the teacher was learning what the kids knew and where their level was at and things like that. So it wasn't very productive until we met a teacher in Florida, and he just blew us away. He was amazing. And we asked if we could Skype lessons. And then because of COVID, it actually like turned into a thing. Like a lot of musicians and music teachers are actually reaching their students that way. So it's kind of just become second nature. So they've been actually both of the kids have been doing piano lessons mobily via Skype for 2 years. So that works out really well. So Bella's covered. William, on the other hand, has expressed desire to participate in certain sports. We did a back-to-back contract in Waco, Texas for a fall and winter. So we were actually there for 6 months, and we enrolled both of the children in basketball at the YMCA. Really, we probably only, like, if we had the choice, if jobs weren't a priority, we could have just been stationary for 2 months. And then moved on if we wanted to. But that was the length of time that the basketball program was for them. So they actually got to do 2 sessions while we were there. Now for this contract here in Colorado, we're actually planning to stay a bit longer, and baseball is William's favorite sport. And they actually have a baseball season starting, I think, in July that we're going to try and get him signed up for. So it's definitely possible, to do those activities for your kids while you're traveling. If you travel differently than we do, like if you're, always moving every week or every couple of weeks or even just every month, you would probably have to commit to being stationary for a season or for a longer period of time so that they could participate in those kinds of activities. But it certainly can be done.
Yeah, that's actually really good to know. Thinking about like the YMCA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. I didn't even think about that. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I do want to say real quick, hi to Camping Therapy. I know we're getting to like 10 minutes left of the chat. So I want everybody that has any questions, type it in the chat and everything. So that way we can address it before the live stream is done. And I also do have a couple of questions actually still written down for you since you are a traveling nurse and everything. Health insurance and so forth. That's one thing that's always talked about. And definitely since you have kids, do you have any input on health insurance and how to go about it? Or do you just use your own through your, how would you put it?
Agency.
Your agency. Thank you.
Yeah. So initially when we started traveling, we did just utilize health insurance through my travel agency, but that actually kind of made us beholden to that one travel agency. So it kind of scaled back some of our opportunities for different contracts. Probably 2 years ago, we had heard about a program called Road Life Project, where they had partnered with an insurance firm. So we were able to actually jump on board with that insurance. The program has actually gone through some changes and they no longer offer it, but we're grandfathered into the system. But basically, it's like a pay per fee service. So you pay I think our premium is like half of what it was with my agency. But then how it works is you don't have a deductible. You don't pay a percentage of your visits. Basically, I go to the doctor's office. they're going to give me a check for $125. And if my appointment only costs me $100, well, I get $25 in my pocket. If it costs me $150, well, then I have to pay the difference of $25. So it's not bad. It's a good program. Like if you're young and healthy and you don't have a lot of chronic issues or you don't have a lot of prescriptions like we do. We're a young, healthy family. We do know other traveling families out there that use, like, I think it's Christian Health Ministries, which is a very similar program. They have lower premiums. And then I think the way those work is like they utilize the whole system, or the whole group of people that participate all pay a portion that covers your bill. So I think that's like your monthly premium. There's also like those catastrophic insurances out there where your deductibles are stupid expensive, like $10,000, $20,000. You pay higher premiums, but it's really just to cover you if something catastrophic were to happen. You know, you get in a really bad accident, or you're in the hospital for a prolonged period of time, and then those kick in and they really help. But there's programs out there. It's trickier to find, but they are out there. I think Escapees offers like a discount program. There's other RV communities or RV groups out there that do have some insight into various healthcare programs.
Okay. RV Kids TV did ask which program it's called again. He probably meant the second one, because the first one he said no longer is available.
Correct.
So do you mind saying the other ones again real quick, the names of them?
I believe it's Christian Health Ministries is like the big group insurance with the lower premiums. The catastrophic insurance are just offered by the various insurance companies like United Health, Blue Cross Blue Shield, like the Aetna, the big ones, and you just call and you get a quote. But I would seriously look into various RV groups like Full-Time Families. I know that they have links for healthcare programs. Escapees has different discounted programs as well. There's oodles of them out there. I know that Road Life Project is now a free group to just belong to, but they are still working on trying to get something together with health insurance. So they may have something to offer as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Because I don't know any of that. Right now I'm on Navy order, so I'm pretty lucky at the moment with that.
Yes.
So we also had Thrifty Angela come into the house. Hello, hey. Thrifty Angela. Thank you for stopping by. We are getting close to time wrapping up. So anybody else have any more questions, make sure you put it in the chat. Let us know. And I'm looking at my other things I had for you covered a lot of the questions that I had. So that was great.
I can talk forever, girl.
It's all good. It's fine. And I'm glad we're finally able to have some girl time and everything. Leave the boys out. What are some of the essential items that you say that you should have for kids and stuff like that? Instead of overpacking, thinking you need everything.
Yes. And I think that's everybody who transitions to RV life. You know, you go from this bounty of stuff. So you really feel like you have to take it all with you when you start RVing. But once you live the lifestyle, it's like a mindset changes and you realize that all of that stuff is no longer important. And then you learn to live with less and less because really it's the experiences and the traveling that you value most. Initially, when we transitioned with our kids, they did great. We basically gave them a bin and said, this is your bin for like all of your toys and stuffed animals, all of your things that you want to play with and keep. They have to be able to fit in this bin. If they don't fit, then we have to swap it for something else. Clothes, we don't keep a whole lot of clothes. Maybe 4 or 5 pants and shorts and maybe like 7 or 8 shirts. Because you always wear your favorites anyway.
Yes.
They have like 2 pairs of shoes. Like one is for playing and one is like for hiking. We want to be very practical. And then we don't really keep a lot of books. We actually utilize libraries. Every contract, we go to the local library. We sign up and we get a library card, and then they get to check out books every week. So we don't have to keep books on hand, except their Bibles. They each have a Bible. And I think we've got some Harry Potter books, because who doesn't love Harry Potter? And then for them, we've got some outdoor sporting stuff. Like I said, Will is very interested in baseball. So we have like a baseball and a bat and a soccer ball, a football, things that don't take up a lot of space. And then we have bicycles to keep them active that just go on a bike rack. And really, that's about it. Kids don't need a lot of things to be happy. If they get bored, just send them outside. Eventually, they find that the world is a fantastic place, and it's just really cool to see their imaginations bloom, or to see them go out and make friends. And then they realize all of that stuff they had before either isn't fun to play with, or they just don't need it.
Right. Now, did you get rid of all that stuff, or did you put some of it in storage to go back to?
We have 2 bins in storage at my brother-in-law's house. And actually, they're things of mine and Bill's. We have like some of our high school mementos. Like I have my Letterman's jacket, and we have our yearbooks. And then I have my wedding dress. And Bill has a couple of keepsakes from his childhood. And that's it. So no, we didn't even save like their baby clothes, when they're bringing home outfits. No, whatever the kids have in the RV, that's it.
That's good. RV Kids TV has a question about the library cards. So how do you get the library cards for different states?
So every library has been a little bit different. Usually when we go in, they want some kind of proof that you're going to be there for a certain period of time. So we bring in like our rental agreement with the RV park, showing that we are here and that we do have a site. Other places just want you to show your out-of-state driver's license. And then they usually have like restrictions, like you may only check out a certain number of books every week, as opposed to like the innumerable books if you're a local. I think there was even a place in New Orleans where we actually had to pay like $5 for a library card.
That's not bad.
And that was it. It's actually really, really simple. You just call your local library and kind of find out what their requirements are, and you get signed up.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know, because I don't want a lot of books, and Fabian's like, hey, they can just use the tablet. And I'm like, yeah, then they close their eyes. Okay.
Kindle. All of my books are on my Kindle. But no, the kids, they actually feel the books.
And that's what I want. So,
yeah. And I'm sorry, I just have to stop. I cannot believe Doreen with Camping Therapy is not a Harry Potter fan. My heart just broke a little bit right now.
That's right. I thought HP as like computer instead of Harry Potter. It's okay. Yes, and Dreaming Out Loud is like, Bill's not allowed. Did he put him in the corner? Maybe next time. Maybe we'll do like a dad thing. Oh,
there you go. Father's Day's coming up.
Yes, indeed. Well, our time is about up, so I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Anybody have anything in the chat real quick? Type it real quick. But we're going to wrap things up all. And next week, I just want to let you know, we have Why Wait. They're going to be joining me next week. So if anybody wants to join in next week, feel free to join in. They're actually merchant. The husband's a merchant mariner, like how Fabi and I are. And they travel with a little boy. Their 2 oldest are now in college. So it would be interesting to know a little bit about them. So if you want to know, feel free to join us next week. Every Saturday night from 7:30 p.m. Eastern to about 8:30 p.m. And then every Sundays we do a video right after Nursing Our Travel Bugs live stream. That starts at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So is there anything you want to say real quick before you leave?
Hi, Becky!
There's
Bye,
Bill.
Bill.
This has been fun. I just want to say thank you for having me on your show tonight. And thanks to everybody in the chat for all of your awesome questions. Be sure to join us live tomorrow. I will have Bill, and we'll do our live stream, as you said, at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then we drop our new videos every day, every week. Oh, God, every day. Every week on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern as well.
Perfect. All right. Until next time, make sure you keep proceeding onward in your adventures. Bye-bye. Oops.